What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, back at it again as promised to explain exactly how strong yet another Hashira is. I said I'd do this one if we got 4,500 likes on the Mitsuri video, and we got over 11,000 right now. So here we are discussing the final Hashira out of our main generation that I have yet to cover. Next, I'm thinking of possibly doing how strong is Genya, but if you got another character that I haven't covered and you're burning up to see, then leave a comment below and it may be the next video I do. Either way, I'll start on the next video ASAP if we can reach 5,500 likes on this one. I repeat, 5,500. So spam that like button like there's no tomorrow, because doing so is Tanjiro energy and not doing so is Demon King of Pop energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future Demon Slayer videos and updates. That's just the way it works. And finally, while you wait for the next video to drop, feel free to check out my huge and growing Demon Slayer playlist that includes videos on all the Demon Moons, all the Hashira, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And now, without further ado, let's jump into it and start discussing one of the most interesting characters in all of Demon Slayer, spoilers and all. Shinobu had a happy childhood until her parents were killed by demons. Shinobu and her sister Kanae were saved by Gyomei the Rock Pillar and decided to become Demon Slayers themselves. However, as if losing her parents wasn't enough, Kanae, Shinobu's older sister, also died at a demon's hands, at Upper Moon 2's hands no less. This was when Shinobu was 14, and when we meet her during the Natagumo mountain arc, she is already 18 years old. Now that I've explained her backstory, you can imagine how much Shinobu must hate demons. However, she hides her true feelings often and even says when the core leader sends them to Natagumo Mountain that, and I quote, "It would be so nice if humans and demons could get along, don't you agree? Tomioka," end quote. She comes off as even more tolerant towards demons than Giyu for a second, who responds, "As long as demons eat people, it's impossible," end quote. In truth though, Giyu is the one who insists on trying to save Nezuko later, a demon, while Shinobu, at first at least, would love nothing more than to kill her, but more on that later. Shinobu finally shows up at the battle scene in front of Zenitsu after his fight, asking if he's okay. She saves him and it's revealed that she's a poison/medicine expert, so she's definitely the perfect person to find the poison dying Zenitsu. She then shows up to take care of one of Rui's underlings. The demon can't hit Shinobu, who calmly avoids her attacks. The demon can't help but think that Shinobu's aura is so strong it even stopped her breath. The aura is also cold and makes her want to curl up, like death is at her side. The coldness is one of our first clues that Shinobu is not what she appears to be with her often smiling face. She's not the nice girl that just wants everyone to get along, that's just a front. Although Shinobu says that she wants to help the demon lady at first, it's soon revealed that her main priority is to actually punish her so she can atone for the people she killed. It's immediately apparent that she's not like Tanjiro, who feels pity for the demons he kills. For Shinobu, it's not enough to kill the demon, she wants to know exactly how many people the demons killed so she can make the demons suffer more than necessary before they die. Our smiling pretty Shinobu says she'll gouge out the demon's eyes, cut open her stomach, and pull out her guts. Then she'll let her feel that pain, and only then will the demon's sins be forgiven. So as we can tell, Shinobu is a very vengeful person. When the female demon refuses to go along with that plan, for obvious reasons, who would want to be tortured painfully, Shinobu easily dodges her attacks and stabs her in multiple places faster than the eye can see and faster than the demon can react. The demon realizes that Shinobu has a small body and soft arms, so she can't actually cut off her head. And she's actually right that Shinobu can't cut off a demon's head, but she's wrong in assuming that she can win because of this fact. Shinobu doesn't even have to attack again before her poison takes effect and brings down the demon. As she explains, some warriors like her use poison. She's the only one of the Hashira who can't cut off a demon's head, but she can make poisons that can kill demons. The next interesting thing we see is Shinobu and Giyu actually going at it, because Shinobu wants to kill Nezuko and Giyu is protecting her. Shinobu is not afraid to play dirty either, possibly trying to throw Giyu off his game by saying that everyone hates him after he blocks her attack. Even when Tanjiro explains that it's his sister, Shinobu just says too bad and decides to use a gentle poison that will still kill her but without as much suffering. Notably, Giyu is not confident enough in his skills to be able to protect Nezuko on his own. He tells Tanjiro to run as he tries to hold off Shinobu. Now yes, he can't use his full strength probably because he doesn't want to kill Shinobu, but still, if he was significantly stronger than her at this point, he could have easily stopped Shinobu from hurting Nezuko even without Tanjiro's help. I'd still say Giyu is stronger at this point, but just saying he had respect for Shinobu's speed and strength enough to take precautions to ensure Nezuko's survival. He does end up capturing Shinobu to his credit, but while Shinobu is distracting him with words and saying everyone hates him again, she unleashes a blade from her heel and is about to stab Giyu in the head before a crow stops her by saying that they are to take Tanjiro and Nezuko into custody, not to kill them. So Giyu is stronger, but Shinobu is willing to use every trick in the book to win. She's Machiavellian and clearly not held back by empathy. Not only is she horrible towards demons, she was even willing to stab a fellow Hashira in the head just because he was getting in her way. All of this gives her an edge and makes her even more dangerous in battle than anyone would expect someone who isn't even strong enough to cut off a demon's head to be. Fast forward to the Infinity Castle arc, and Shinobu runs into Upper Moon to Doma, and this battle is the single best measure of her true power and capabilities since she has to give everything she's got in this fight. And I mean literally. It is a very significant battle for Shinobu because when her older sister was dying from lethal wounds, she explained to Shinobu that the demon that killed her looked like blood had been dumped over his head. Kanae actually wanted Shinobu to live a normal life, but Shinobu refused, saying she must avenge her sister and that there's no way she can live a normal life now, end quote. As soon as she sees Doma, she recognizes that this must be the demon that killed her sister, the demon she's been wanting to get revenge on all this time. In a sense, her reason for living was to avenge her sister by killing this monster in particular. As Shinobu swoops in and seemingly saves one of Doma's female victims from being devoured by him, Doma comments, and I quote, "Wow, you're fast. Are you a Hashira?" end quote. He's being super patronizing here, and it's revealed that Shinobu wasn't actually able to save the victim, but still, coming from such an insanely strong opponent, it's worth noting that Shinobu's speed is praised, and this won't be the last time either. Shinobu, who can usually mask her dark side with a smile, can't help but lose her cool and show her true feelings against Doma, the demon who killed her sister. As she jogs his memory by showing that she's wearing her sister's Haori coat, Doma finally remembers and starts saying that Kanae, her sister, was kind and cute. He couldn't absorb her because the sun came up, but he really wanted to. And as he's talking, Shinobu uses some of that insane speed to stab Doma in the eye. Once again, Doma praises her, saying it was an amazing thrust and he couldn't stop it with his hand. As Shinobu moves back to avoid one of Doma's ice attacks, he again comments that she's fast, very fast. Nevertheless, Doma thinks she's pathetic because thrust techniques can kill demons. The head really has to be severed, he says. But then Shinobu reveals that she's using poison and to herself wonders if this poison will work on an Upper Moon. Notably, this poison is stronger than the one used on Rui's mountain that we recently discussed. Doma does succeed in breaking down this poison and says he's looking forward to the next compound. And to her credit, Shinobu isn't worried, saying she's anticipated everything so far. As the fight continues, Shinobu unleashes the move Compound Eye Hexagon, after which Doma remarks once again that she's fast and more importantly that she may be the fastest Hashira he's met so far. Huge praise. However, even as he says this, he was fast enough to cut Shinobu during her attack without her even noticing. Doma does go on to say that given her speed, if she could cut off his head and not just poke him, she might have been able to actually beat him. Shinobu, in response, hates the fact that she's so little and lacks the necessary muscles and starts to doubt herself. She's crying and Kanae's spirit must come to her aid. She tells her to stand up while Shinobu thinks that she's lost so much blood she can't even stand. Her left lung is punctured and so she can't even breathe. But Kanae is not having any excuses, saying none of that matters. Once you decide to defeat a demon, defeat it, whatever the cost, and she reminds Shinobu that she did make that promise with her after all. Thanks to Kanae's spirit, Shinobu succeeds in pulling herself up despite sweating heavily. Once more, Doma is very impressed that she can stand after all her injuries. He's surprised she's not dead. Full credit goes to Shinobu's mental strength here. Even Doma feels pity for her, saying the pain of the blood gurgling in her lungs must be beyond imagining. Shinobu decides to aim for Doma's neck, believing if she can hit him there with everything she's got, she can still win. She uses the move Dance of the Centipede 100-legged zigzag and starts quickly and powerfully weaving in all directions. She's so strong that everywhere she lands, she breaks the bridge beneath her feet, and she's so fast that Doma says he can't predict her attack. And to her credit, she outspeeds Upper Moon 2 here and comes in low and actually stabs him in the neck, pinning him to the ceiling. The way Shinobu and her sister viewed things was, they didn't have to be the ones to stop Muzan. If they could even defeat one demon, they could save dozens of people, and better yet, if they could defeat an Upper Moon, they could save hundreds. So for Shinobu, she already saved many people, but defeating this Upper Moon would save at least hundreds more and even avenge her sister. It is a very important victory for her character arc. She landed the attack and Doma looks like he's affected. She thinks to herself, it isn't about whether we can or cannot, there are things we have to do. And this was one of the things she had to do. She admits to herself that, as Tanjiro guessed, she is angry. Her parents, her older sister, and more were killed by demons. If not for demons, they'd be living happy lives right now. She drops the mask completely here and admits that she's furious, and it doesn't help matters that the poison didn't work, and Doma heals as if that epic final attack didn't even hurt him. Doma goes on to absorb Shinobu into himself, since he loves absorbing women, and says he's impressed that such a weak girl could do so much. He tells her that she didn't have her older sister's talent, but she's still done well. When asked for her last words, Shinobu tells Doma to go to hell, defiant and angry to the end, and then she's absorbed and Kanao shows up in time to see it happening, but can't stop it. And so although she did well and was heavily praised for her speed and effort, it looked like that was the end for Shinobu. Poison wasn't enough, Doma had healed from everything without issues. But here's why this is my favorite fight, and why Shinobu is such a great fighter. This was all part of the plan. By absorbing her, Doma absorbed the wisteria flower poison she had been consuming regularly for over a year. With Tamayo's help, she was already planning for this battle and even planning for her death long ago, wanting Doma to consume the 37 kilograms of wisteria poison, about 70 times the lethal amount with her. The toxin takes a while to kick in, but when it does, it is what allows Kanao and Inosuke to finally slice off Doma's rotting neck. There's no doubt about it, Shinobu didn't do it alone, but without her, Inosuke and Kanao would not have been able to defeat Upper Moon 2 Doma. And it's just a perfect ending because Doma even remarked that she was weak and not as talented as her sister, and yet she was the one who found the way to defeat him, albeit in an unconventional way and with help from others. There's no doubt about it, Shinobu was amazing here and truly helped make this fight my favorite fight in Demon Slayer. So to wrap things up, Shinobu was physically the weakest Hashira. She couldn't cut off a demon's head, and even her blade was modified so that it was more like a stinger for injecting poison into demons than a full-size blade. As a result, she created her own breathing style, insect breathing, in order to make use of her strengths. She was already fast, and her modified blade and original breath style no doubt helped make her even faster. As Doma says, she might have been the fastest Hashira Doma ever saw, which is saying a lot, and he said that before she succeeded in outspeeding him and pinning him to the roof. So arguably, she is the fastest Hashira he ever saw. She was also very intelligent, and her mind was arguably her most valuable weapon. Her knowledge of toxins allowed her to not only help beat Doma, but to help produce the toxin that would ultimately help take down Muzan too. And her long-planned strategy against Doma was the single best strategy I can think of in the entire series. It allowed her, Inosuke, and Kanao to defeat Doma, even though one Upper Moon is supposed to be the equivalent of 3 Hashira, and this isn't just one of the Upper Moons we're talking about, but the second strongest one. In straight up strength, I've placed Shinobu below the other Hashira, as you may have seen if you watched my all Hashira rank from weakest to strongest video. Giyu had an easy enough time overpowering her, albeit they probably weren't going full out, but he was able to first catch and then restrain her. Furthermore, most of the other Hashira go on to unlock upgrades like the Demon Slayer marks and red blades, while Shinobu doesn't. So my ranking still pretty much stands, but I hope I've shown how much more there is to a character than just strength. Despite arguably being the weakest Hashira, Shinobu was one of the most useful, using her knowledge and sacrifice to help defeat Doma and even Muzan. She's one of my favorite characters, and we should respect her more, not less, because she was able to accomplish everything she did while being one of the weaker fighters among the Hashira. And that is it for this one. I really hope that I added to your respect for Shinobu, because she truly is one of my favorites, and so is her character arc. Simply amazing. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Channel the Slayer within and smash that like button. Remember, I'll start on the next video ASAP as soon as we reach 5,500 likes. I repeat, 5,500. So spam that like button with no mercy, because doing so is Tundra energy and not doing so is Demon King of Pop energy. Just remember to let me know if you want to see Genya or another character covered next in the comments. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future Demon Slayer videos and updates. That's just the way it works. And finally, while you wait for the next video to drop, feel free to check out my huge and growing Demon Slayer playlist that includes videos on all the Demon Moons, all the Hashira, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And I especially want to thank the patron squad over on Patreon and here on YouTube who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the patron of legend, the one acknowledged by Lord Dwigo himself, Alpha Sigma, and are the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Ingrata, Aljatal, Pate, Hefa, Hinokami and Water, the Toasted Chi, Corey McGowan, the Spike, Kaido might be a Gyarados, Dylan Isidore, Spidey Life Tanel, Tungsten Tarkus, Baked Buddhist, Cody Hebert, and Jeremy Cummings, and our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, the Red-Haired Raven, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Very Gucci, Alicia Actor, Bonnie Parks, Joanne Garcia, Fatboy Games, and Jessica Rabbit. Thank you all so much. If you also enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime life and of course thank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also join the YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button next to the subscribe button that you've hopefully already destroyed. So yeah, you can support more content either way. Whichever way you choose to support us, you'll get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.